James Coburn was never the loudest presence in the room, but he was often the most unforgettable. With his gravelly voice, lean frame, and relaxed confidence, he embodied a kind of masculinity that didn't need to announce itself. On screen, he projected calm danger and effortless cool. Off-screen, he was known as thoughtful, curious, and deeply loyal. Yet even a man defined by composure has moments that test his patience, and one particular relationship early in his career left a lasting impression that would quietly follow him for decades. Roots forged in hard times, born James Harrison Coburn III. On August 31, 1928, in Laurel, Nebraska, Coburn came of age during the Great Depression, an experience that shaped his worldview long before Hollywood ever noticed him. Scarcity taught him resilience, observation, and self-reliance. When his family later moved to Compton, California, he absorbed the contrasts of American life, hardship and ambition existing side by side. These early experiences grounded him, instilling a steadiness that would later become his signature as an actor. Finding his voice after the war. After serving in the U.S. Army during the Korean War as a truck driver and radio disc jockey, Coburn returned home with a sharpened sense of discipline and perspective. He enrolled at Los Angeles City College and later trained under the legendary Stella Adler, where he learned that acting was not about dominance, but truth. Television work followed in the 1950s, and slowly, his distinct presence began to stand out. He didn't chase stardom aggressively. Instead, it seemed to come toward him when the timing was right. The role that changed everything. That moment arrived in 1960 with The Magnificent Seven, where Coburn played Britt, the quiet knife thrower whose economy of movement spoke louder than dialogue. The role perfectly suited him and instantly elevated his profile. Britt didn't posture or boast, he simply acted when necessary. Audiences noticed. Hollywood did too. Coburn had arrived not as a leading man in the traditional sense, but as something rarer, a character actor with star gravity. Success without pretension. Throughout the 1960s and 1970s, Coburn carved out a remarkable career, moving effortlessly between genres. From action and westerns to satire and psychological drama, he brought intelligence to every role. Films like Our Man Flint, The President's Analyst, Charade, and Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid showed his range and willingness to experiment. He never took himself too seriously, yet he took the work seriously, and that distinction earned him respect among peers who valued collaboration over ego. A career interrupted by pain. In the late 1970s, Coburn's life changed dramatically when he was diagnosed with severe rheumatoid arthritis. The illness caused chronic pain and limited mobility, sidelining him during what could have been another prolific chapter. Rather than retreat into bitterness, Coburn explored alternative treatments and holistic approaches, eventually finding relief through MSM supplementation. His recovery wasn't instant or complete, but it allowed him to return to acting with renewed purpose and gratitude. Redemption in later years. Coburn's comeback reached its emotional peak in 1999 with Affliction, where he portrayed a deeply troubled, abusive father. The performance was raw, restrained, and devastating. It earned him the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor, a recognition that felt less like a career accolade and more like a quiet acknowledgement of endurance. It was proof that artistry can deepen with age and hardship. A life of thought and friendship. Beyond acting, Coburn was a man of wide interests. He loved jazz, philosophy, travel, and conversation that stretched past the superficial. One of his most meaningful friendships was with Bruce Lee, whose approach to discipline, movement, and inner balance resonated deeply with him. Coburn studied martial arts seriously and carried Lee's influence throughout his life. When Lee passed away in 1973, Coburn served as a pallbearer, a gesture that spoke volumes about the depth of their bond. Love and partnership. Coburn married twice, each relationship marking a distinct chapter in his life. His first marriage to Beverly Kelly lasted 20 years and produced 2 children, providing stability during the rise of his career. Later, he found companionship with Paula Murad, whom he married in 1993. Their relationship was marked by mutual respect and shared purpose. Together, they founded the James and Paula Coburn Foundation, supporting education, arts, and medical research, particularly causes related to arthritis. A difficult working relationship. Despite Coburn's reputation for calm professionalism, not every collaboration was easy. During the Magnificent Seven, creative tension existed among the cast, particularly involving Yul Brynner, who entered the project as the most established star. Brynner's commanding presence and strong opinions occasionally clashed with the ensemble nature of the film. For Coburn, who valued teamwork and understated performance, the atmosphere could feel strained. While he rarely spoke publicly about it, those close to him understood that the experience left him disillusioned with the effects of ego on creative harmony. Art surviving tension. Ironically, the very tension behind the scenes may have added authenticity to the film's on-screen dynamic. The characters in The Magnificent Seven are individuals with conflicting temperaments forced to cooperate, and the performances reflect that friction. Coburn never allowed personal discomfort to compromise his work, and the film remains one of the most enduring westerns in cinema history. A testament to professionalism rising above circumstance. A peaceful final moment. James Coburn passed away on November 18, 2002, at the age of 74, following a sudden heart attack at his Beverly Hills home. According to his wife, Paula, he died peacefully in her arms while they listened to music together. It was an intimate and fitting farewell for a man who valued quiet connection over spectacle. His passing came during a period of renewed creative fulfillment, making the loss feel especially profound. A love that endured beyond loss. Tragically, Paula Coburn passed away less than 2 years later, in 2004, after battling cancer. Their deaths so close together left a lasting sadness among friends and admirers, but also a sense that their bond had been rare and genuine. Together, they are remembered not just for what they accomplished individually, but for the grace with which they supported one another through illness, recovery, and life's inevitable fragility. The legacy of James Coburn. James Coburn's legacy is not defined by controversy or volume, but by consistency, intelligence, and quiet strength. He showed that masculinity could be thoughtful, that success didn't require domination, and that resilience often speaks softly. His life reminds us that even the coolest figures carry private struggles, and that dignity, once earned, can outlast any conflict.